Assalamu alaikum and welcome to your favorite medical online platform Exist. Hopefully you all are having a great time. By the grace of Almighty Allah, I am also having a great time. Dear onlookers, during this pandemic, we all had to suffer more or less, but being a medical student, I think we had to suffer a little bit more. In this tough situation, we are shown by Exist how to grip up thyself, whether it's for pre-BDS preparations such as professional exams preparations or some other extracurricular activities, or post-BDS preparations, whether it to build up our career after completing the BDS, or to build up our career within the country or outside the country, wherever we have cherished our dream always. Exist has always guided us how to obtain our goal. Moreover, we got to know one more quote in this platform, that never ever limit thyself. On this thesis, once again, we have appeared with an amazing program. Well, I think you have made an estimate of my hint. Yeah, it's the most awaited program, the paper presentation competition. After being a witness of the great grand opening, which was held on 5th August 2021, today or tonight, we will enter the main program's first part, inshallah. In this whole program, I will be your moderator. I am Ifra Jahan Braha. I'm from Holy Family Red Crescent Medical College, session 2018-19. This program will be judged by 3 honorable judges. Our judges are Dr. Anirban Chatterjee sir, ex-vice principal, professor and head Department of Periodontics and Implantology, the Oxford Dental College Hospital and Research Center, Bangalore, India, President, Indian Society Periodontology. Next, our judge is Professor Dr. Mohammad Jahid Hossain sir, BDS PGD, PhD DIB of Periodontics, Department of Preventive Dental Sciences College and College of Dentistry, Northern University, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Secretary General Bangladesh Periodontology Society. And our one more honorable judge is Dr. Anupam Poddar sir, Associate Professor and Head Department of Periodontology and Oral Pathology, Dhaka Dental College. Tonight's program will be held on the topic dental plaque, and it will be presented by the group WHO. And our presenter are 3 presenters, and the presenters are Dr. Firdaus Akhtar Apu, intern, City Dental College and Hospital, Dr. Samiha Nujhat Apu, intern Dr. Dhaka Dental College, Dr. Sauda Afrin Apu, PGD Dr. Dhaka Dental College. Well, before entering the main program, I would love to ask our honorable judges to give us some thesis on the whole program, or give our participants some advice if they want. Well, first of all, I would love to ask to our honorable sir, Dr. Anirban Chatterjee sir. Sir, can you please?
Yeah. Thank you for the nice introduction. তো আজকে আমি মানে বাংলাই বলে দিচ্ছি, কিন্তু ওরা প্রেজেন্ট করবে ইংলিশে ডেফিনেটলি। তো আজকের অনুষ্ঠানে প্রথম অ্যাজ দ্য ফার্স্ট সিরিজ অফ ডেলিবারেশন রিগার্ডিং পেরিডন্টোলজি সাবজেক্ট, পেরিডন্টাইটিস সাবজেক্ট বা পেরিডন্টোলজি সাবজেক্টে আজকে হলো ফার্স্ট ব্যাটসম্যান যে আছে প্লাক দিয়ে শুরু করবে, মানে 3 জন আর কি প্লাক দিয়ে। তো এটাতে কি what basically we want to know how much in depth you have gone in and how much you have learned regarding this subject. And এই যে তোমরা যে একটা 3 জন যে পেরিডন্টাল প্লাক নিয়ে কথা বলবে, এই টপিকটা 100 জন শিখবে। তার মানে তোমরা আজকে টিচিং করছো, you are a teacher basically today on that subject. আর এনি টিডবিটস মানে যেটা মিসিং হয়ে গেছে, আমি আছি, ডক্টর অনুপম পোদ্দার আছেন, ডক্টর জাহিদ ভাই আছেন, আমরা 3 জন 10 মিনিটের পরে 5 মিনিট we will give you যে এইটা আরো বলা উচিত ছিল। That's the only thing. So best of luck. And আমরা তো আছি, এটা কোনো মানে কম্পিটিশন হলো, it's for your own learning. সবাই everybody will be learning the same thing. তো এখন অলরেডি মানে বলে দেওয়া হয়েছে কে কে কোন পার্টটা 10 মিনিট বলবে। I think so. ডক্টর অনুপম অলরেডি ডিভাইড করে দিয়েছেন।
Yes, sir.
হ্যাঁ, so I think they can start with the first whoever is presenting the thing. অনুপম দা কিছু
Thank
বলবো
you so
আছে?
much, sir, for your thank you so much, sir, for your outstanding comments.
Thank you.
Okay, now I would love to ask our Anupam Poddar sir to give us some advice to our participants or the whole program about whatever you want to say, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ifrat. I am very happy today. And this type of program is first time in Bangladesh. I think the Axis Dental School organize different type of educational program and different type of participatory program. So it is the very much interesting topics. So I am very and thanks to Axis Dental School Bonn who arranged this type of colorful program. And I think the today's participant, the Dr. Firdaus Akhtar, who is from City Dental College, and Dr. Samiha Nozhat from Dhaka Dental College, and Dr. Sauda Fin from Dhaka Dental College will be done very much very interesting performance, and I hope they will be success. And also I want to give thanks to our today's judge, Professor Dr. Anirban Chatterjee sir, who is the ex-vice principal and a head of the department, Pedontology and Oral Pedontology Department of Oxford Dental College, Bangalore, India, and our beloved teacher, Professor Dr. Zahid Hussain, who is work in the Northern University, Saudi Arabia, Division of Periodontics. We hope we are 3 persons as a judge in this program. I'm very much thankful to our Axis Dental School Bonn for arranging this type of colorful program, and I hope all participants, the 16 group, are enjoyed this type of program, and they do very very much perfectly their the criteria that I given them. They of course they will minimize, they will arrange, and they will perfectly then done their presentation, and time change must be present. It is very important. The time you must end within 10 minutes, and in the 8 minutes there is a signal to you, and within 2 minutes they complete your session. It is the then the time must be managed. So thank you all participants and all judge and all the organizers who are organized this. Thank you, Dr. Ifrat.
Thank you so much, sir, for your priceless comments. Now we are heading to the most awaited program. The whole Axis family has waited a lot for this program with an amusement. Now we are heading towards the main program. And before entering the main program, I would like to clarify some rules to the participants, that each participant will get 10 minutes for their presentation. And after 8 minutes, you will get a signal. And after 8 minutes, whether while getting the signal, within 2 minutes, you will have to complete your presentation. And after completing your presentation, there will be a discussion part among the judges and the participants. I hope everything is clear. Now we are starting our first part's paper presentation competitions programs, first part. And now I would love to call Dr. Firdaus Akhtar Apu, intern doctor, City Dental College and Hospital. I'm requesting you to start your presentation.
Hello.
Thank you, Jahan Raha. Assalamu alaikum, my respected judges and viewers. I am Dr. Ferdous Akhtar, intern doctor, session 2015 to 2016, City Dental College and Hospital. Today I am going to present a presentation on a very important basic topics of periodontology and oral pathology, which is dental plaque, along with Dr. Samiha Nuzhat and Dr. Saudapin. Here is my content, which I will discuss. At first, we have to know what is dental plaque. Dental plaque is defined clinically as a structure resilient yellow-gray substance that adhere tenaciously to the intraoral hard surface, including rim wall and fixed restoration. According to Bo, bacterial plaque is a specific but highly variable structure entity resulting from colonization and growth of microorganisms consisting of various species and is embedded in extracellular matrix. Let's know about history of dental plaque. Positive correlation between the amount of bacterial plaque and severity of gingivitis is described by Say and Russell. Plaque is main etiological agent in periodontal disease. It described by Liu et al. Dental plaque is mainly described by Jelion-Wilson. Ecological plaque hypothesis is described by Piedmars, and the gelatinous dental plaque is described by G.V. Black. We can differentiate the dental plaque from other deposits, which can be found on the tooth surface, such as material alba and calculus. Now I am going through the material alba and calculus. Material alba refers to soft accumulation of bacteria, food materials, and tissue cells that lack the organized structure of dental plaque and that are easily displaced with water spray. Here is the picture of material alba. Calculus is hard deposit that formed by a mineralization of dental plaque, generally covered by a layer of unmineralized dental plaque. Here is the picture of calculus. Now the difference between two deposits, material alba, dental plaque, and calculus. Material alba is white cheese-like accumulation. Dental plaque is resilient, clear, yellow-gray substance, and calculus hard deposit that formed by a mineralization of dental plaque. In case of material alba, is soft accumulation of salivary protein, some bacteria, many discomated epithelial cell, and occasional disintegrating food debris. Dental plaque primarily composed of bacteria in a matrix of salivary glycoprotein, extracellular polysaccharide. Calculus is generally covered by a unmineralized dental plaque. Material alba, which we can easily displace with water spray, but in case of dental plaque, it is impossible to displace with rinsing or water spray. Let's see classification of dental plaque. This classification on the basis of its position towards the gingival margin. It's subdivided into two, supragingival plaque and subgingival plaque. Supragingival plaque is at or above the gingival. Supragingival plaque is at or above the gingival margin, and subgingival plaque is below the gingival margin. Supragingival plaque is subdivided into two, coronal plaque and marginal plaque. Coronal plaque above the gingival margin and marginal plaque at the point of gingival margin. Subgingival plaque is also subdivided into two, tooth-associated subgingival plaque, tissue-associated subgingival plaque. Here is the picture of supragingival plaque, and here is the picture of subgingival plaque, tooth-associated subgingival plaque, and tissue-associated subgingival plaque. Tooth-associated subgingival plaque may cause root caries, and tissue-associated subgingival plaque may cause periodontitis. Now I am going through composition of dental plaques. Dental plaque mainly composed of two is microorganism and intercellular matrix. 1 gram of plaque contain approximately 10 to the power 11 of bacteria. Non-bacterial virus is Protozoa and Archaea. Intercellular matrix, which are derived from saliva, gingival clavicular fluid, and food debris. These are organic and inorganic. Organic are polysaccharide, protein, glycoprotein, lipid material, DNA, and albumin. This glycoprotein is derived from gingival clavicular fluid, and albumin is derived from saliva, and the lipid material is derived from disrupted bacteria, food debris, and host cell. This organic material is helped to maintain integrity of the biofilm. Inorganic are calcium, phosphorus, trace amount of minerals such as sodium, potassium, and fluoride. When the trace element of mineral is increased, the bacterial plaque is become calcified and form calculus. This mineral, in case of supragingival plaque, this mineral is derived from saliva, and in case of subgingival plaque, this mineral is derived from gingival clavicular fluid. Here is my some reference. Thank you, my respected judges, Professor Dr. Anirban Chatterjee sir, Professor Dr. Mohammad Jahid Hussain sir, and Dr. Anupam Poddar sir, and Exis Dental School Association, Exis Dental School, for giving me the opportunity to participate in this paper presentation competition. And I would like to call Dr. Samiha Nuzhat to present rest of the presentation. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ferdowsi Akhtar Apu. You have completed your presentation within 8 minutes. I would like to inform our judges that Apu has completed her presentation within 8 minutes. Now, I would love to start the discussion part among our honorable judges, Anupam Chatterjee sir and Anupam Poddar sir, and our participant, Ferdowsi Akhtar Apu.
Anirban sir, please.
Okay. Firdaus Akhtar, ভালো ছিল, presentation was good, no doubt about it. কিন্তু আমি একটা বলবো যে তাড়াতাড়ি করে গেছো, একটু ট্রেনটা একটু তাড়াতাড়ি চালিয়েছো, মানে 8 মিনিটের মধ্যে শেষ করেছো, এখানে 10 মিনিট দেওয়া হয়েছে, মানে একটু explanation, you should have done a little bit of explanation of the plaque and material alba, আর what are the microorganisms present, ওটা কি পরের জন বলছে, what are the microorganisms present in the plaque? Second person is telling about what is the microorganisms present in plaque.
No, sir.
Acha, so Sheta, you should have spoken about that. Which are the main causative factor, and tarpore how is the attachment of the plaque to the tooth surface? মানে ফিমরে দিয়ে যে অ্যাটাচমেন্ট হয়, because plaque and calculus এর plaque, sorry, it's a negative, tooth surface is positive, this is negative. How is get attached? কিভাবে অ্যাটাচ হয়? Material alba to with water it goes, plaque কেন যায় না? How come the plaque is attached? And তারপরে then there is a diagram in Carranza which shows unattached plaque, attached plaque, and the amount of microorganism present in attached plaque and unattached plaque. ঠিক আছে না? Which plaque is more dangerous, unattached or attached? So these are the points which you need to again reconsider. Our main thing is the attachment. Tooth surface is positive, plaque is negative, but how it's getting attached? কি করে হচ্ছে attachmentটা? By fimbriae. একটা ফিলামেন্টের মতন একটা, মানে কি বলবো, একটা মানে ওই fibrous টাইপের একটা ফিলামেন্টের মতন, which is like a caterpillar with 1000 legs, যেটা বলে ওরকম টাইপের একটা ফিমব্রে আছে। তো fimbriae will get attached to the tooth surface. On that particular fimbriae, other microorganisms get attached. That's how it produces this attachment. Or else Metrier alba easily can be removed. Why plaque cannot be removed easily, which again forms into calculus. Now, which is dangerous? Calculus causes the periodontal disease, but which is dangerous? Dangerous is plaque more than the calculus. Because without plaque, calculus cannot form. Correct? So, if you are able to stop the formation of the plaque, then the calculus will not form. If there is no calculus formation, automatically it doesn't lead to gingivitis leading to periodontitis. How is the attachment happens? That is very, very specific. Anyway, it was a good one. At tapore PD Marsh, ecological, non-ecological theory. 1994 you have told very well, but recent PD Marsh 2004 theory li, non-ecological. There is no ecology of the thing. And according the presently what is known as plaque is known as biofilm. It is known as biofilm. As per Schroeder and Linde, it tells, according to them, বলে না যে ঘুমানো কুকুরকে জাগাতে নেই, রাস্তার কুকুর বলছে আর কি, জাগাতে নেই, it will bite. সেরকম they tell let the sleeping dog sleep, because a biofilm will be less harmful. Sometimes if we যেরকম মানে মধু মক্খি যে আছে আমাদের হানি বি, ওটাকে একটা পাথর মারলে যেরকম অ্যাটাক করবে, সেরকম যদি if we move up that non-ecological plaque, automatically it causes us more dangerous for our ecosystem of our oral cavity, as per the latest data check. Anyway, good presentation, definitely. একটু তাড়াতাড়ি গেছো মানে টাইমের ইয়েতে হয়তো, বাট ভালো presentation, good beginning, nice. Dr. Anupam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your nice comment. And I am very much thanks to Dr. Padusar, sir. This is nice and informative presentation. But you must go earlier, that like Anirban Chatterjee sir says, and you must you have sometimes 2 minutes you remain, but you do not discuss the contents. What are the contents? You say it is content, but part of content you say, and the reference you say the name of the reference. It must discuss about the content and reference. Okay, and otherwise your presentation is very good. I have one question to you. Do you know what is plaque index? Do you know about the plaque index?
Yes, sir.
Please say me what is the plaque index?
Sir, plaque index আমরা 0 to 0, sir, 0, 1 to 3 তিনটে 4টা রেঞ্জে আমরা প্লাক ইনডেক্স ডিভাইডেড করি।
Okay, 0 means no plaque. 0 means no plaque. 1 means the plaque remain, but no see in the necktie. But when you are scraping by the explorer or periodontal probe, you see the subdeposit. And 2 means the plaque deposit only on the tooth surface, not in the interdental spaces. This is the 2, and it is the mild plaque, but an abundant plaque in the both in tooth surface and the interdental space. This is the plaque index 3. This is the you must know the plaque index. It is very much important thing. So you must know the plaque index. Okay. Thank you for your nice presentation. I think it is your first time presentation. I hope you will do more better than today. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
And Dr. Firdaus.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
our both honorable judges, for your priceless comments. Now I would love to request our next participant, Dr. Samiha Nujhat Apu, intern doctor, Dhaka Dental College, to present her presentation.
Thank you, Ifra Jahan. Respected judges today, Dr. Anubhav Poddar sir, Professor Dr. Anirban Chatterjee sir, Professor Dr. Mohammad Jahid Hossain sir, my fellow two participants, moderator, and all the viewers who are watching this program right now, Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Samiha Nujhat, currently working as an intern in Dhaka Dental College Hospital. And today in this paper presentation program, I would be discussing a few points about dental plaque. And before starting, I'll just take a moment to thank Axis Dental Group for organizing such a nice presentation. And I would also like to thank all three judges of ours for sparing some time from your busy schedule and guiding us. Now, without any further delay, I would like to move into today's topic of discussion, which is dental plaque. And this part of the presentation will be conducted by me, Dr. Samiha Nujhat, intern doctor, Dhaka Dental College Hospital, session 2015-16. Now that introductory discussion has already been done by Dr. Firdaus, I here would be discussing about the formation of dental plaque and about the microbial complexes. So let's begin with the formation. Now, dental plaque is basically a soft deposit which is visible over the tooth surface if we stop brushing our teeth for about 12 to 24 hours. And the process of formation of this plaque can be divided into three distinct phases, namely the formation of pellicle on the tooth surface, initial adhesion or attachment of bacteria, and secondary colonization and plaque maturation. I'll briefly discuss about these three topics here. Firstly, formation of pellicle. Pellicle is basically an acidular organic layer of organic mineral layer, which is seen coating all the hardened tooth structures of the oral cavity. And it is known to form by the selective adsorption of predominantly different salivary components on the surface of the tooth. Initiation of this pellicle formation on the clean enamel surface takes only a few seconds to a couple of minutes to occur. And by the end of 2 hours, this process reaches a level of equilibrium between adsorption and resorption. The concept will be clear if we go through a pictorial demonstration. Like in this picture, in the A part, we can see a clean enamel surface, whereas in the B part, we can see a layer of protein being accumulated. Now, what happens in the microcellular level in this area is an interaction occurs between the negatively charged phosphate of the hydroxyapatite and positively charged proteins of the salivary secretion. And this takes only a few seconds to a couple of minutes to occur. And in the C part, we can see some more protein being accumulated to that mass. And in D part, finally, we can see our matured acquired salivary pellicle. And along with the proteins, we can also see some carbohydrates and lipids as well. Now, what is the role of this salivary pellicle in plaque formation? It serves as a site of adhesion for the other bacteria that are going to be accumulated in the plaque in the later stages. Along with this, it also protects the tooth surface from acid attacks and helps in lubrication in speech and mastication. Then we move on to our second phase, which is the initial adhesion or attachment of bacteria. Now that the tooth is already coated with the white pellicle, it gets colonized with some bacteria referred to as the primary colonizers. At this time, the bacteria that are mostly common are from the Streptococcus genus. And the other bacteria include some obligate aerobes like the Haemophilus species and Neisseria species, and from some facultative anaerobes like from the Actinomyces species and Veillonella species. Now, initially, these primary colonizers are transported to the dental plaque, and they bind with the plaque, dental pellicle, and it binds to the pellicle through weak van der Waals forces. If you see this picture, these are the primary colonizers, and this is the pellicle layer, and they are getting attached to the pellicle through weak van der Waals forces. And this is the reversible version of adhesion. After this initial adhesion, a stronger binding is seen between the bacteria and the pellicle layer, which is established by a specific interaction that occurs between the adhesing molecule of the bacteria and the proline-rich protein of the pellicle. Like in this picture, these are the primary colonizers getting attached to the pellicle layer through their adhesing molecules. And this is a stronger and irreversible version of adhesion. Now, many bacteria can also get attached to some extracellular components. Some bacteria possesses surface structures known as fimri or fibrils. If you see this picture here, it's a bacterial cells, and the projections that are growing out through from the cell body are known as the fimri. These are responsible for attachment with the pellicle. Now, what do the primary colonizers do? The primary colonizers provide new binding sites for adhesion of the other bacteria that are going to come in the later stage of plaque formation. And they also modify the local microenvironment so that those bacteria can be able to survive in the plaque. And this leads us to our third and final stage of plaque formation, which is secondary colonization and plaque maturation. Now, the new bacteria that get attached to the primary colonizers are known as the secondary colonizers. And this phenomenon is called coadhesion. The secondary colonizers commonly include Fusobacterium nucleatum, Prevotella intermedia, and Captum cytophaga species. If you see this picture here, this is the surface and this is the acquired pellicle. These are the primary colonizers, and above them are the secondary colonizers. Now, the interaction that occurs between these attached bacteria and other bacteria are known as the coadhesion. And when genetically distinct bacteria adhere with each other and form clumps, distinct clumps, we call them coaggregation. We can see several coaggregations in this picture. Some special types of coaggregation is also seen in plaque, like the corncove appearance, which is formed when a centrally placed rod-shaped bacteria like Cornybacterium matriceti or Actinomyces species is surrounded by round-shaped streptococci, or test tube brush appearance, which occurs when interaction occurs between filamentous bacteria with gram-negative rods. Now, as the time passes, bridges is seen between forming between the coaggregation, and ultimately it leads to more and more bacterial proliferation, formation of intercellular polysaccharide matrix, and ultimately formation of the plaque mass. And with further maturation of plaque, it gets colonized with more and more gram-negative bacteria, namely Porphyromonas gingivalis, Echinella corrodens, aggregative vectors, Campylobacter rexus, etc. So this is how the plaque formation takes place, and the ultimate results look something like this. Now I'd like to move to my next topic, which is the microbial complexes. Now, Zygmunt Stokroński, in the year of 1998, demonstrated the presence of some specific bacteria within the dental plaque after examining more than 13,000 subgingival plaque samples, which was taken from 185 adult subjects. And he was able to recognize 6 distinct groups, which collectively are known as the microbial complexes. And the 6 groups are designated with 6 different colors: blue, purple, green, yellow, orange, and red. The blue, yellow, green, and purple groups are known as the early colonizer, which is seen earlier in the plaque, which facilitated the proliferation of predominantly gram-negative orange and red. That's why the blue, purple, green, and yellow are seen in the base of the pyramid because they come first in the plaque. Then comes the orange, and finally, in the apex of the pyramid, we can see this red group, which comes at last. And the green and orange complexes are known to be the main etiological factor for periodontal and non-periodontal infections. And the red part is known to be associated with bleeding with probing. With this, I would like to conclude my part of discussion regarding dental plaque. These are the references of some books and journals that I've used to prepare the slides. Now I would like to request Dr. Sauda Afrin Saad to complete the rest of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samiha Nujhat Apu. That was an incredible presentation. I would like to inform our honorable judges that Apu has completed her presentation. I'd like to start the discussion part among the participant and the judges. Anirban Chatterjee, sir, please.
Yeah, Samia Nusrat, wonderful presentation. Really, it's a wonderful presentation. One of the best presentation I've heard of. But thing is, at the present scenario, if you're understanding the thing, red, blue, purple, yellow, how did they give the their color systems? What was the reason for the color system? Do you know the answer?
Sir, is it the virulence factor?
It's not exactly the virulence factor. It is one of the factors, virulence factor. But the main reason why they have given is, yes, the main factor is virulence, but it is depending on the severity of the affecting factor, which is the primary which gets colonized first, as you have already mentioned. Which one is it? Tell me.
The Streptococcus genus, then
Then?
Actinomyces genus, then Campylobacter.
If you see first, the gram positive are the ones which gets attached first, correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
they have a DNA system which is positive in nature, gram positive. There are two, Streptococcus mutans and Streptococci.
Sanguis.
Yes, they are positive. That means they are the harmless people.
Okay.
Actually, positive is good microorganisms, correct? So in this two good microorganisms, this negative bacteria microorganisms gets attached by fimbriae, as I was discussing earlier. Now you have already mentioned about it. Their positivity and this negativity gets attached. That's how. And then there is secondary colonization. According to that, they have made that red complex, blue complex, yellow complex, purple complex. Now, how did the Sokransky come with that thing? There are many. One is the virulence factor, as you have already mentioned. Another way it has come is according to the severity. And if you see US Navy, they use this coloring system, checking with the severity of the sea, how dangerous the sea is. So accordingly, taking that into account, they have given the severity of the complex of red color, purple color, all those color things. So that is just for your much knowledge. Definitely the virulence, the importance, which are more effective, which causes which. When we come to periodontitis, at that time, it will be more important. It is more related to periodontitis than plaque of this red complexes, blue complexes, etc. So good. Now, very nice presentation. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your comments. Now I would like to request Anupam Poddar, sir.
Thank you, Samia Nuzhat, for your wonderful presentation. I am very happy for your presentation. Your all type of characteristics, our judgment. I think our Oniban sir says this is the wonderful presentation. Use voice modulation, voice and body language, and also eye contact also fine. I think your slide preparation and the picture and table all are also very fine. I think you do a very nice presentation. Thank you very much, and I hope you do are very much later on. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Anupam, sir, for your priceless comments. Now I would like to move forwards to our last participant of tonight, Dr. Sauda Afrin Apu from Dhaka Dental College. She's a PGT doctor, and I would like to request her to present her presentation.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Dr. Sauda working as a PCT doctor at Dhaka Dental College and Hospital. Before presentation, I
We are extremely sorry. Maybe there's a technical issue or a network problem with Dr. Sauda Afrin's. Apu, can you hear us? Dr. Sauda Afrin, Apu, can you hear us? Well, maybe he's suffering some technical problems.
hello, Ifrat, can you hear me? I'm sorry, yeah, some technical problem. I
Yes,
might be
Apu,
disconnected.
it's completely fine.
Sorry.
Apu.
Okay, I'd like to
Start our program. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Sauda Afrin, working as PCT doctors at Dhaka Dental College Hospital. On dental plan. Our respected teachers, Dr. Anupam Poddar sir, Professor Dr. Anirban Chatterjee sir, Professor Dr. Zahid Hussain sir have divided the topic into 3 parts. Each part contains some contents. First and second half are presented by Dr. Firdaus Toshi and Dr. Samiha Nuzhat respectively. Now I am going to carry on the rest of the presentation. My contents are dental plaque as biofilm, criteria of identification of pathogen, and clinical significance. Dental plaque as biofilm. At first, we should know what is biofilm. Costerton at 1994 defined that biofilms are matrix enclosed bacterial population adhering to each other on surface or interface. Here is another definition: a thin but robust layer of mucilage adhering to a solid surface containing community of bacteria and microorganisms. Here we can point out 2 words: adhering to a solid surface and community of bacteria. Both we can find out in dental plaque. In dental plaque, the adherence is maintained by extracellular polysaccharide matrix. It's a animation of dental plaque as a biofilm, where we can see biofilm are surrounded the microorganisms. A microbial biofilm is considered a community that meets the following basic criteria: autopoiesis, synergy, homeostasis, and communality. Now first, the importance of biofilm. Biofilm is resistant to antimicrobial or immunological defense, traps and concentrated bacteria, favoring bacterial survival, colonization of bacteria, concentrate and retain acid, exchange of genetic information of bacteria. Schematic representation of the type of interaction that occurs in a microbial community such as dental plaque is shown in this picture. Here we can see the interactions. Now, criteria of identification of pathogen. During 1870s, Robert Koch developed the classic criteria by which a microorganism can be judged to be a causative agent in human infections. These criteria known as Koch postulates. The criteria are: the microorganism should be routinely isolated from diseased individuals, be grown in pure culture in the laboratory, produce a similar disease when inoculated into susceptible laboratory animals, be recovered from lesions in diseased laboratory animals. But it was not the actual criteria we follow today. Difficulties exist with regard to the application of this criteria to polymicrobial disease, such as chronic periodontitis. The applicability of cause postulates has been increasingly challenged. In case of periodontitis, the three primary problems exist. At first, the inability to culture all the microorganisms that have been associated with the disease. As example, many of the oral spirochetes. Secondly, the difficulties inherent in denying and culturing sites of active disease. Thirdly, the lack of a good animal model system for the study of periodontitis. Sigmund Sokransky, a researcher at the Forsyth Dental Center in Boston, proposed criteria by which periodontal microorganism may be judged to be potential pathogen. According to this criteria, a potential pathogen must do the following: be associated with disease as evidenced by increase in the number of organisms at disease site, be eliminated or decreased in size, induced a host response in the form of an alteration in the host cellular or humoral immune response, be capable of causing disease in experimental animal models, produce demonstrable virulence factors that are responsible for enabling the microorganism to cause the destruction of the periodontal tissue. Here we can see a picture I have collected from the Karanges book. On left side, we can see a healthy patient, and right side, a patient with periodontitis, where we can see colonization of more bacteria. Now, clinical significance. Plaque is associated with common oral clinical conditions such as gingivitis, chronic periodontitis, localized aggressive periodontitis, necrotizing periodontal disease, abscess of periodontium, and peri-implantitis. Gingivitis. It consists of roughly equal proportion of gram-positive and gram-negative species, as well as facultative and anaerobic microorganisms. This slide also shows the percentages of the microorganisms. Disease development is associated with selected alteration in the microbial composition of dental plaque and not just the result of an accumulation of plaque. Gingivitis are generally thought to precede the
development. You are requested to complete your presentation within 2 minutes.
Thank you. Generally thought to proceed the development of chronic periodontitis. It's a picture showing the microorganism in healthy tissue, gingivitis, and periodontitis. Now, chronic periodontitis. Chronic periodontitis is associated with some specific bacterial agent. The microscopic examination of plaque from sites with chronic periodontitis has consistently revealed an elevated proportion of spirochetes. Now, the animation shows us healthy gum, gingivitis, and periodontitis. In gingivitis, we can see the inflammation of gum, and periodontitis, the deepening of pocket, plaque, and calculus. Localized aggressive periodontitis. Here is the picture which shows us the localized aggressive periodontitis. It happens during or before puberty and is localized. That's why it's called localized aggressive periodontitis. The microbiota associated with localized aggressive periodontitis is predominantly composed of gram-negative and capnophilic. Capnophilic is as an example of carbon dioxide requiring and anaerobic rods. Now, peri-implantitis Here we can see a picture. In the left side, we can see healthy gum tissue and healthy bone, and right side, tooth with peri-implantitis, where implanted tooth is infected and bone loss. The term peri-implantitis refers to an inflammatory process that affects the tissue around the already osseointegrated implant, and that results in the loss of supporting bone. Here is a chart where we can see different types of bacteria and their presence in various diseases of our oral cavity. Now, here are some reference from where I have collected the presentation. Mainly, I have followed two books, which is in the first 1 and 2. And here are some references I have used for making this presentation. And all the photos are collected from Dhaka Dental College Photographic Society. Thank you very much for your listening. Here is the end of today's presentation. Before going to the question answer session, I would like to thank you, respected teachers, for arranging such a beautiful program. You are opening a new era of periodontology. Thank you very much for guiding us. Thank you, Axis Dental School, for creating a platform where we can learn, discuss a lot about dentistry. Thank you, moderator, for maintaining this program so nicely. Thank you, Dr. Samiha Nozad and Dr. Firdaus Doshi. We are really grateful to all the listeners of this program. Thank you very much. Now, if you have any inquiry about today's topic or my content, you may ask. I will try my best to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saudar Finapo. You have given us an excellent presentation. Now, I would like to inform our audience that Papa has taken properly. Now, I would like to call Dr. Anirban Jerotti sir for the question, answer, and discussion part. Sir, can you please unmute your mic?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was nice presentation, I would tell, Sauda, Afrin. Only thing is what I would want to ask you is, you are more relating to, you have gone into different type of periodontitis, peri-implantitis, which was not actually required at this point of time, because you should have given more importance of the plaque relatively, what can it lead to. Then when the periodontitis is coming, when the chapter of periodontitis is discussed, they will discuss with all this localized and thing. But anyway, overall, it's a nice presentation. But I would like to ask you, which are the microorganisms which are more relatively affected, or which type of microorganisms affects gingivitis of type 3 gingivitis?
Thank you, sir, for your questions. Porphyromonas and actinomycosis there, and Streptococcus mutans.
Okay, and if anyway we have come to think, the basic thing is in anal, okay, or not, forget about anal. Let me ask you, in localized juvenile periodontitis, why there is very less plaque? There will be very scanty plaque in localized or aggressive periodontitis, localized aggressive periodontitis, or localized juvenile periodontitis. Actually, the localized juvenile periodontitis has been now not being used. But anyway, as a localized periodontitis, why there is very less plaque, very less plaque compared to chronic periodontitis and other periodontitis.
So there is rapid and destruction of bone.
No, there is definitely there is destruction of bone. What I'm asking is why there is very less plaque seen in localized periodontitis cases or juvenile periodontitis cases. localized juvenile periodontitis cases. Why there is very? Do you know the answer or?
No, sir, I don't know
Okay.
the answer.
Okay. The reason why there is very less scanty plaque seen in the case of localized juvenile periodontitis is because it happens during the juvenile time. That is between the teen till 18. Okay. It affects only till 18 years old. From 14 to 18. By the time the person or the child becomes a male or female, whatever, crosses 18, our immune system starts working better to fight the microorganisms, which is a causative factor, that is AA, Actinobacillus actinomycin comitans. Okay. Now, what happens with this AA is it also starts losing its own infectious nature. And over that, if you see in localized juvenile periodontitis, AA is not more involved in the formation of plaque. If we have seen what the other two ladies have already spoken about, that AA doesn't come under any virulence factor. It will be the least virulent factor. But in case of periodontitis, it is very virulent. But AA is not a virulent factor or not causative factor for the plaque formation. So you see a very, very, very less scanty plaque in localized juvenile periodontitis. One point. Second point is there is a predator. There is a predator of AA which develops over the time. Predator of AA is Vividella viridans. Vividella viridans is known as living antibiotic or living antibiotic organism in our oral mouth. Vividella viridans is the microorganisms which eats up AA. মানে এর খাবার মানে Vividella viridans এর খাবার হলো AA. So as the age develops, Vividella viridans, which is a gram positive bacteria, eats the AA. So after the age of 18, there is no presence of more of AA. It stops after the age of 18 to maximum 20. সেই জন্যে, as it is not a very, very important factor, AA is not a virulent factor for the formation of plaque. That's why very, very scanty plaque is seen, though there is severe destruction of bone loss. Severe destruction of bone loss happens in localized periodontitis, only pertaining to central incisors and molars. Premolar, distal of 5 to mesial of 7. There will be a arc-shaped bone loss seen on a mirror-shaped image bone loss. Why? Because there is so much severity but no plaque. This is the reason. Anyway, good presentation, and hopefully the people who are already watching, good evening.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good evening, Zahid Hussain sir, for joining this program.
Good evening. Good evening, Professor. Actually, I have some issue with the internet. Sorry for the.
No, kono oshubidha nahi, sir.
I think hope you are enjoying.
Yeah, no, it was really good presentation.
Okay.
All the three presented very well. Opening batsmen were very well. So, batswomen, not batsmen, all the three batswomen were very good. And I am really happy that the presenters, most probably all are women. I'm very happy. It's very happy. আমি জানি না আপনাদের দেশে ডেন্টিস্ট্রিতে বেশিরভাগ it is a woman or a male.
বেশিরভাগ women, sir. বেশিরভাগ women.
হ্যাঁ, আমাদের ইন্ডিয়াতেও এখন বেশিরভাগ women-ই are there in studying dentistry. That's a good woman empowerment. Amra boli. India te amra boli women empowerment. They should come up more. There should be more virulent factor in formation of plaque. They should not be AA. They should be Treponema denticola. Taina? Streptococcus mutans. All the women should be Streptococcus mutants. Jara beshi kore attack korbe. So anyway, jokes apart, very nice presentation. Zahid sir, apnar kichu comment?
Thank you so much, Professor Anirban, Dr. Anupam, for inviting me to join. So actually, I could not enjoy the presentations, but some of the portions there is a comment I got. I think their presentation was excellent. They studied well and they presented as needed with the needed, documentation and information. Thank you so much for the presenters. And this is a very unique program started by Dr. Anupam and Axis Dental School, so that our young dentists and dental students, they can get more interest and get more involved with this such type of scientific presentations and studies, so that more and more dental students and dentists will be benefited from such discussions. I hope that this type of program will continue, and our dentistry in Bangladesh will be more, prosperous and more positive for the updates of different disciplines of dentistry. Thank you, Dr. Anupam and Professor Anirban, and all accidental school also.
Thank you. I actually অনেক মানে happy যে Axis Dental has taken up this wonderful program in collaboration with Dr. Anupam Poddar. Now Professor Zahid sir influence নিয়ে Dr. Anupam এগিয়ে যাচ্ছেন under the guidance of Dr. Joadar sir and Dr. Zahid Hussain sir from Saudi. He is giving all the direction to Dr. Anupam, and মানে খুবই ভালো লাগছে যে পেরিওটা মানে এই ধরনের যে এত তাড়াতাড়ি এগোচ্ছে, it is a wonderful direction, and আমি তো খুবই খুশি যে Axis Dental has taken up this initiative. এরকম একটা হওয়া উচিত, and next after perio আমার মনে হয় we should come up with different subject with perio collaboration, মানে যেরকম প্রস্থ পেরিও রিলেশনশিপ এরকম একটা করা উচিত, অর্থো পেরিও, এন্ডো পেরিও, এরকম মানে we should have 3-4 different interrelation with Dr. Zahid sir মানে initiate করে করা উচিত. All the three people presented very well, there is no doubt. Only thing is আমার একটাই হলো যতজন মানে পার্টিসিপেন্ট ছাড়া এই 16 জন মানে 16টা গ্রুপ ইনটু 3 এরা ছাড়া আরো যে পার্টিসিপেন্ট যারা মানে এটা শুনছে, they should get all the knowledges of this particular topic. মানে এক একটা টপিকে it was very well explained. আমার মনে হয় না কোনো ডাউট থাকা উচিত প্লাকের সম্বন্ধে আজকের ডেলিবারেশনের পরে, এই ডিবেটের পরে কোনো ডেলিবারেশনের পরে কোনো আমার মনে হয় না কোনো ডাউট থাকবে। যদি ডাউট থাকে ডক্টর অনুপম আছেন, ডক্টর জাহিদ স্যার আছেন, ওরা তো ডেফিনেটলি দেবেন। এনি টাইম ইউ ক্যান মেক আ হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপ, এনি কোশ্চেন্স ক্যান বি আনসার্ড, অ্যান্ড প্রেফারেবলি আমার হিসেবে যা মানে তিনজন যা beautifully they have explained the plaque. I'm really very happy for their presentation. খুব ভালো মতন হয়েছে প্রেজেন্টেশন। একজন একটু তাড়াতাড়ি গেছিল, একজন একটু স্লো গেছিল, but that doesn't matter. Matter is there was little productive matter which was there in their presentation. That is wonderful. Hopefully it is improving. মানে আমাদের বাংলাদেশে এটা যে একটা যে এত বড় স্টেপ নেওয়া হয়েছে খুবই ভালো। Thank you very much. Dhanyabad for the nice presentation.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you, the moderator. Wonderfully moderated with the timing, everything. Hopefully, she has done a wonderful job.
Thank
It's
you
good.
so much.
Actually, আমি ব্যাঙ্গালোরের বাইরে রয়েছি, আমি এক্সাম দিতে এসেছি। you can see I am there in somewhere outside, but it was such a beautiful presentation that I cannot tell you. খুব ভালো, very good. Keep it up.
Thank you so much, sir. It really means a lot for all of us, and we will be glad to continue this journey and make more other competitions. We'll be invited, inshallah. Now, I would like to request Dr. Anupam Poddar, sir, give us a priceless comments on the.
Thank you, Dr. Ifat Raha, for your nice moderation of today's program. I think it is observed by our three judges. Your moderation is very much colorful moderation, I think. Okay, and I would like to thank all the presenters of today's session. And the last of all, I would like to thank Dr. Shauda Afrin for his very informative and presentation, and I hope the very much informative topics, informative parts are present there, and in the bacteria, the anaerobic bacteria, the gingivitis and periodontitis, aggressive periodontitis, which type of bacteria involved in this in aggressive periodontitis and periodontitis and gingivitis. I have a question to Dr. Sauda Afrin. Do you know the what type of bacteria present in the causes the chronic gingivitis, and what types of bacteria, why type of bacteria causes the periodontitis, and why?
Sorry, sir. বুঝি নাই।
What type of bacteria causes gingivitis? What type of bacteria causes periodontitis? Type of bacteria.
Okay.
No need of name of bacteria, but the type of bacteria. Is it aerobic, no anaerobic? In case of gingivitis, the aerobic bacteria nor anaerobic bacteria. In case of periodontitis, the aerobic bacteria is more prominent than aerobic bacteria.
So in case of gingivitis, they are facultative anaerobic, and in case of periodontitis, they are spirochetes.
Please, Anirban Chatterjee sir. Anirban Chatterjee sir. Hello. Jahid bhai.
বলেন
Please clarification of this question and answer.
না, এটা clarification হলো each periodontitis has different specific bacteria. It's not spirochetes. Our gingivitis also has specific bacteria, which is correct what she has told, but spirochetes is not the causative factor for periodontitis. Because each chronic periodontitis has its own aggressive has its own, as I already explained to you people. A is main causative factor for aggressive, Tripinoma denticola, then Porphyromonas gingivalis is one more, which is known as the keystone. একটা স্টেজে এসে এটা জানা গেছিল যে Porphyromonas gingivalis is the keystone. আমরা যে বলি না, keystone মানে হলো কি ভিত দেওয়া, ভিত দেওয়া। So Porphyromonas gingivalis is the keystone microorganisms for periodontitis. ওটা হলো on basis of Porphyromonas gingivalis, it gets attached to other negative bacteria gets attached to the Porphyromonas gingivalis. But as the days progress, it is seen that all different types of bacteria causes different types of refractory periodontitis, localized, aggressive, chronic, all those things comes into the being. But spirochetes is not the microorganism which causes periodontitis. Even some people like Slots explains that virus is one of the causative factors. According to him, viruses, not bacteria, is the main causative factor for periodontitis. So each of them have their own factors. Each of the researchers have their own justification. But generally, it is the complexes which the second person, I forgot her name, she spoke about very well about the red, blue, purple complexes, which gives into the virulence of the type of periodontitis. Hopefully, I could explain what I was. They have understood.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I would like to thank to all the participants of today's presentation, Dr. Sami Hanozar, Dr. Sauda Afrin, and Dr. Ferdous Akhtar in City Dental College for your nice and informative presentation. I hope in future they will do much more better than today. And this is the way of learning session, and I would like to thank for their remove the fairness of this program. It is the guideline to going to in the future in better performance. Thank you all. Dr.
Thank you so much, our honorable and outstanding judges, Dr. Anupam Poddar sir, Dr. Anirban Chatterjee sir, and Dr. Professor Mohammad Jahid Hussain sir. Unfortunately, we can't be with Jahid Hussain sir for network issues, but inshallah, from the next part, we will be.
If you kindly permit, I just give some add of this. I mean,
sir, definitely.
The question of Professor Anupam. For chronic gingivitis, you will find more gram-positive and facultative species. Gram-negative anaerobic case number, and gram-positive mainly will find Streptococcus sanguis, Streptococcus mitis, Streptococcus anteromedius, Streptococcus mainly Streptococcus group will find, and some Actinomyces, some aureus, Naslundii like that, and some Eubacterium. And gram-negative will find Capnocytophaga species, Fusobacterium, Prevotella species. For periodontitis, but here less number you will find PG, I mean Porphyria gingivalis and Cannella forsythia, Prevotella intermedia. Actually, you know the three main, I mean keystone, as Professor Anirban told, keystone pathogens that are related to periodontitis, chronic periodontitis are the red complex actually. So these are contain Porphyria gingivalis, Trichomonas dentula, and Cannella forsythia. The three bacteria related to this mainly chronic periodontitis. Actually, many more bacteria are there, but you need to know only few bacteria is enough for this, especially for the third year students, especially for the gram-positive, Streptococcus group and Actinomyces group, and gram-negative Capnocytophaga, Fusobacterium, Prevotella. And for the chronic periodontitis, mainly red complex, three bacteria. Your PG by Porphyria gingivalis, Cannella forsythia, and Trichomonas denticulum. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
Once again, and once again, thanks to our honorable judges, our participants, and the viewers, our dear spectators who were there with us in the whole program. And definitely thanks for the platform Exist Dental School. We hope we will be continue some more programs in the future. And with this is not the least, because we will upgrade some more part of this program. This was the first part. There will be 15 more part, and the next group will present their presentation at 13 August Friday at the same time, 10 p.m. And the group is Explorer. They will present on the topic of periodontal ligament, and the participants are Dr. Muhammad Imon Talukdar from City Dental College, Dr. Nafisa Afroz from Dhaka Dental College, and Dr. Tahira Binte Mijan from Ibn Sina Medical College. So be stay tuned with us to see their presentation at 13 August with the honorable judges and with the excellent presenter who will be present their presentation session on Friday. Till then, good night and have a safe life. With this, I am requesting Dr. Anupam sir. Sir, should we end the session?
Yeah, of course. You must end the session, and then you must end the session, and we discuss outside the online. You may disconnect the connection.
একটা জিনিস স্যার, জাহিদ স্যারের যদি মানে ওই সময় নামাজের সময় থাকাতে উই ক্যান প্রিপন ইট, একটু এগিয়ে নিয়ে আমরা কি একটু আগে করতে পারি, জাহিদ স্যারের মানে যদি অসুবিধা না হয়।
Actually, in Saudi Arabia, the Maghrib prayer starts at 6:35. It means in Bangladesh 9:35. So it's okay. I can join at 10 o'clock, no problem. If we can continue. Today actually I had some other issues. So
10 o'clock এ তো আবার আপনার মানে অলরেডি প্রেজেন্টেশন দুটো হয়ে যাবে, তো আমরা
10 o'clock they will start at 10 o'clock. So I can join. I hope so in the next
okay.
episode.
ঠিক আছে।
Thanks again. I will see. I will see it later online. The presentations, and I can judge. I can make my judgment.
ঠিক আছে।
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Anupam, Professor Anirban, and the participants. Thank you so much. See you again.
Thank you.
Okay.